Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. The last time that the Dallas Cowboys beat the Denver Broncos, President of the United States was Bill Clinton. I myself was 7 years old, approximately. Okay. I could maybe barely talk, a little bit better than I can now. However, there has been an entire generation of people that have not seen the Dallas Cowboys beat the Denver Broncos, and therefore the Denver Broncos completely and utterly have destroyed and owned the Dallas Cowboys over this time period. So we are going to break it down, guys. This is going to be a fun show to talk about. We got Adam here with me. We got John here with me, and I think we have someone else. I don't know who this is. Oh my God. Scott, I didn't see you after I left the game, but what happened to you?
Well, sometimes the mask has got to come off just for no other reason other than it needs a break. And after that game, the offense actually melted my face a little bit.
In a good way.
In a good way. Is there a bad way to have a melted face? I suppose.
I don't know.
Acid.
Guys.
Acid.
I was just thinking about all the bad things that could happen, and I kind of owned myself. So I'm sorry.
We're starting out strong. We're starting out strong.
Yeah,
we're starting out strong, guys.
We're getting the intro.
People are like, "What is this?" They're talking about melted faces, and I am moving on with my life. I haven't even had anything to drink yet, guys. So this is going to get weird real quick. But it's nothing as weird as the Broncos winning 8 straight games against the so-called America's team, Dallas Cowboys. So Adam, let's start with you, man. We are on a 5-game win streak. We are sitting here at 6-2. If you remember, guys, we won in the entirety of the 2017 season 6 games. So here we are at week 8 with 6 wins. Adam, how are you? What do you think?
I need to reiterate this. I said this a few times yesterday. Can we stop with legitimizing the Cowboys as being relevant or America's team? If there was a national survey, nobody asked me. So I don't remember being surveyed on this. Kev was 8. It was 8 the last time the Cowboys won, so that would have put me at looking a little bit younger at about 10-ish. So yeah, I was getting a little heated there in the second half with Romo and Nance with just the I'm not gonna pantomime the motions of what they were doing. So it was embarrassing, but a great Broncos win. Yes, Broncos win.
I can only imagine if Romo was the announcer there, that couldn't have been fun to listen to. I'm glad I didn't have to sit through that.
Yeah,
John, buddy, what do you think?
Your ears.
I agree with KW. I was really nervous going into this game. The way our offense have been playing the last few weeks. I know that. Obviously, the Cowboys' defense is we saw what it was yesterday, and we've seen it all season long. But not like the Jets and the Giants were knocking down doors with their defense. So. I came into this thing real nervous, not sure what to expect. And it reminded me of like the first couple seasons with Peyton Manning, where it's just a blowout every game. You're expecting to score on every drive. And it's a feeling I haven't had in a long time watching the game. So
it's a good feeling. It's
nice to go through a game stress-free for once.
Right.
See, I still could not relax until it was a 3-score game. I was like, after sitting in what we sat through against the Giants, I myself could not therefore relax until it was 100%.
I agree. I was waiting for it to become a game. Like I was like, oh, the Cowboys are starting to make a little bit of a drive, and then
Yep.
Even close.
Well, Scott, I'll tell you what, the one thing that would have made my face look exactly like that mask, talking about being worried about this game, was the Broncos winning the coin toss off of the Cowboys getting it wrong, choosing to receive like I wanted them to, thinking, okay, things are starting off good. Good first play, good second play, and then something where Bo just saw a ghost, I'm guessing, because of Halloween, threw to the ghost that was not even close to the guy that, that was thinking he was getting thrown the ball to, and an interception right off the bat, which instantly made me like confirmation bias. Like, here it is. This is so, but from there on, turn it around. So, Scott, man, what do you think, buddy?
It was crazy because it took us a little longer. We only had the one vehicle to break down and put everything away. And I ended up with more stuff than I had brought down originally because somebody says, hey, you got room for that cooler? How about that? Can you take that? And all this.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's being really needy to you yesterday.
It was ridiculous.
Somebody.
But so it took us a while to shove all that crap into one car. So
well, I'll find his name's Devin Candino. I know who he is. I'll find him. We'll make him pay. Devin Candino. Yep. This
we're walking in to go into the stadium, and I hear this magnificent roar, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what did we do? We scored, and I backed up so I could see the Jumbotron, and I'm like, we don't have the ball anymore. That's weird. But the Cowboys, that may have been the only time the Cowboys really thought they had a chance to win the game. And they were loud, and they brought it in. You know how they repped in the parking lot. Yeah. I mean, it was a very, very, very heavy presence of Cowboy fans. So I go in, and I'm like, well, at least I didn't score a touchdown because all my first touchdown scores were Broncos. And you know what? It was great from that point on. But I was a little worried at that point. I'm like, holy crap. We just threw an interception and gave him the ball on the 40-yard line. And because it looked like we were moving the ball really well.
We were.
Yeah.
It was a good first drive.
The offense looked good because I'm walking in. I'm watching the Jumbotron, and I'm thinking, okay. And then I heard that big, and it was loud. It was loud, and I thought, all right. This is starting off really, really good. And I just about, I don't know. I about lost it walking in. I almost turned around. Well, I didn't really almost, but I could have.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
I just love the fact that we actually had an offense that looked like they were prepared, that wasn't making stupid mistakes.
Yeah,
and they were just methodical,
really,
really methodical. And to just go on what John had said, it's nice now because I feel comfortable going into a game and saying, "Hey, we're going to do this. We got it." And I haven't been able to say that in years. I mean, I always was super optimistic. But that didn't usually last very long because then the team would come out and play. But now I really feel good. I feel good about the offense. I was worried about this game just a little bit, although I thought the defense was going to have a much, much tighter game than they did against the Giants. Because when the Giants scored, it wasn't like they went down the field and scored.
No.
It was these gashing plays of people just being out of position. So I'm excited. I really do like the direction we're headed.
For sure. You talk about methodical. Look, 29 pass plays, 28 rush plays. Like you can't really get much more even than that. And look, J.K. Dobbins, 111 yards. So You know, the last one he had 101. So now he definitely broke 100 yards, and it wasn't easy either, right? It's not like we're talking about he had a 80-yard run in there or something like that. I mean, his longest one was 25 yards. He averaged 7.4. And then you look at RJ Harvey, 6.6. Dude, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, man. One of them, the longest touchdown run since Philip Lindsay. The last time a Broncos rookie running back had 3 touchdowns in the game was Clinton Portis. I heard him talking about today. Like,
oh wow, yeah.
This rookie class today or yesterday really showed out. Pat Bryant getting his first touchdown, and talk about a guy who's been throwing out blocks and being super methodical there, Scott. Like, he's been putting in the work, and he gets the touchdown today, man. Like, that's these are things that we're talking about. This is a young team with a lot of promise in their future. And when you see these kind of highlights today, yes, I get it. It was a bad defense, but a good team still plays their A game against a bad defense. And that's what we saw the Broncos do. Now the question will be, can they continue that?
I think they can.
It was the most complete game we've seen all year. And so now we have like a full glimpse of a full game. Okay, take away the first drive. Clearly, Bo and Pat Bryant were on the same page, but this was a huge coming out party for the rookies, especially RJ Harvey.
Yes.
J.D. Barron with his first.
J.D. Barron. Oh,
I mean, go ahead, finish your thought, John.
No, it's just we finally can see what could potentially be if we continue this moving forward. Now the question is, do we regress? Are we going to regress? And I hope not. I hope we continue to see this moving forward.
I got the vibe a couple times when it was 14-10, and right after the half when Dallas got the ball and they made it 17, like 24-17, I think at that point or something like that. And it almost felt like in those moments, like Denver got a little pissed off that they were fighting back a little bit and just were like, oh, okay. And just went full big brother and went, stop hitting yourself. Because that fourth quarter, I'm not going to say that they let Dallas quit, but I want to say that they looked like they were just ready to get out of there and just to take their L and go home because of how thoroughly they were dismantled from start to finish in every single facet of that game.
Yeah, like they took Dak out, they took Lamb out, they took Pickens out, and that was about the time a week ago that we started coming back against the Giants. So there's a difference there with the Broncos. It's like never quit. You never know what they can do, and the Cowboys just kind of like, well, I guess we're going to take the L here and fly back to Dallas.
Why get hurt?
If you told me before the game that we were going to see Dak sitting on the sideline when the offense is on the field in the fourth quarter, I would have been not believing this because this is a great offense. And yeah, they scored 24 points, but I mean, the last one, I don't think that really.
The last touchdown was that was Milton's throw. And I think Dak only threw for 188 yards yesterday. Yeah. 180 yards, 2 picks.
Yeah.
So if there were a white flag, this is what the Cowboys did yesterday.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. You guys listen to the fan, and one of the Zach Buys, he just pounded this last year. No runs, no running back all year long had any run over like 22 yards. And we've done that. We've got a very, very solid, if maybe underappreciated run game. I don't think people really realize how well we are running the ball.
I don't think Sean Payton realizes that. And I'm hoping this last week made him wake up to say, oh, they can do it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they looked, I don't know. It's amazing. And I don't know if you've seen that. I was doing on X, and they posted this little clip of Miners. They highlighted Miners on that touchdown run. And I don't know if you've seen that, but look it up.
Oh my goodness.
He hits his first block and knocks that guy on his ass. Just pancakes him, keeps running, hits the next guy.
The second guy.
And he falls on top of him, but he ain't done. He gets up and runs backwards to hit another guy. I mean, it was
The belly.
Billy was in action, and I was talking to his cousin yesterday.
What?
And she was at the tailgate, and she's like,
Oh,
the little boy, her son, had this Miners jersey, and I was like, I really like your jersey, Glenn Miners. Well, it's his cousin, and I just,
Do it.
I said that we talked because he is one of my favorite players because he's just so hard nosed and just he's putting on his work boots and getting after it, man.
Not to mention he's one of the best guards in the league.
Yes,
absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. I go back to Russ Grimm, who said that there's no greater pleasure than taking a man from point A to point B against his will. And when you see Quinn Miners erasing fools in the run game, I can only imagine that there's
2, 3.
Well, I mean, that play, he erased it. Whoever he got first, he flat out erased. And then he got his reach out block. And like you're saying, Scott, he turns around and he's like, oh, here's another guy to block. Bam. And
after he got up from the ground, he landed on him, he jumped on him, and then got up and turned around and hit another guy. It was like it was beautiful to watch.
Well, Ken makes a point here, and John, will get your take on it. Last 5 weeks have been very taxing on the Broncos. Obviously, with the travel, the overseas game, no bye week, all that stuff. So yeah, in a way, I would say they're finally adjusted. The jet lag is gone. They're back in their normal rhythm. This was their first week, and so to look back and to say we've won the last 5 games over all of that, I think is a testament, really, to what this team is made of. But you look at here, yes, the Texans D is a lot stronger. Well, any defense in the league right now is a lot stronger than the Dallas defense. But I mean, this was a game where I think you needed the offense to go out there and do what they did, not just win barely like they did against Jets, but have a confidence builder game to say like, hey, we're in a groove now. Like,
we can do this.
We got this, So John, man, what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I agree. The Texans defense
got a real defense coming in.
Yeah,
Texans defense. We're going to be traveling to them, and those guys are not messing around on defense.
Yeah. John, what do you think, man?
I thought Flagman's name was John for a second.
You're good.
No, Texas defense, no joke. One of the top in the league, aside from the Broncos, obviously. But it's going to be a big test, and this should be a confidence builder. We're going on the road, so there's that aspect of it as well. And then we get to come home for 2 big games after that. So this is what I was saying earlier. Are we going to see them fall back at all to the last 2 weeks, or is this really what we're going to see for the future? Because you got to put it up against some good defenses as well, and we want to see the rookies continue as well, because our best player, Pat Surtain, is out at least for this game. We'll see how long, and so is J.D. Barron going to get more playing time, or we're going to put Abrams Drain in there? We'll see, but it could be a back and forth defensive struggle in this one. It wouldn't shock me completely. But with all this momentum, 5 wins in a row, it's an insane feeling for Broncos country right now. So keep it up.
Yeah, and to kind of lead into that, obviously a lot of questions in the comment section here about it. I was gonna try to hold off the conversation on that for as long as possible, because didn't want to be a Debbie Downer, but it's something we have to address here now with the injury to Pat Surtain. Sean, I haven't heard any official timeline. What they said so far is he's week to week and may be put on IR. He's not put on IR right now, so we're going to have to wait and see. But obviously, if they're thinking at least 4 weeks, putting him on IR is going to be the way to go to open up that roster spot, right? So. But the question is really going to revolve around Chris Abrams Drain, or what is that going to look like if getting more J.D. Barron worked on in there? What I did see is when Chris Abrams Drain was out there this last week, there were at least 2 situations where if we go back and look, like he was just way out of place and had to backtrack to go get his guy. And so that's a concern, right? And if you're thinking about the Texans side of you right now, like, a week ago, they're sitting there like, oh man, like, after week 8, this week 8 game, like we're going to have to worry about the Broncos. And after that comeback they had, like these guys are looking legit. Like that's going to be a tough game for us. And then, they see the score and they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to play these guys next. It's going to be tough. And then they see that Pat Surtain is not going to be there. And all of a sudden, the Denver Broncos defense looks a whole lot less scary. Yes, you got to give a ton of credit to Riley Moss over there, who's being a lockdown corner. If you look at the freaking stats, yes, he's getting called out for his mistakes, but he is balling out. But all of a sudden, the Texans are like, okay, I see what, maybe, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, all of a sudden, Nico Collins is probably looking at this game and like, okay, let's see what I can do here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's a good point. And I don't want to, I mean, obviously that's a good news, bad news thing, because I mean, the bad news is you're losing the defensive player of the year for a week to week, whatever that looks like. You don't have him on one side of the field. That's a negative. Vance Joseph has said he calls the defense according to that. He doesn't have to worry about one side of the field because he has PS2 over there. Now you don't have that. I am not as worried about Chris Abrams-Drain. I mean, the game yesterday was a ton of cover 4, ton of soft zones. Again, I mean, to keep everything in front of you. So I don't know that that's necessarily the
fair.
But at the same time, it still is a concern because now you're going to throw a second-year guy out there who does show some promise, but is still not PS2, and you're going to throw Jahdae Barron out there who's only played in dime so far. And yeah, I mean, it is a concern. Do I think the Broncos have enough depth and enough talent everywhere else to overcome that for however amount of time that is? I also think that as well.
Yeah,
I think
the defense. I was going to say the defense. You just gotta put a lot more pressure on the quarterback this week. You're just going to have to get your hands on him and throw his ass to the ground because you can't hardly throw a pass if you're laying on the ground. And your defense will look a lot better if you can do that. Give some help where you can give some help, but I think pressure. I mean, this offense is not a juggernaut at all.
No.
And so we need to just get after them, make them work for everything they get. And the nice thing is this defense is starting to get some turnovers. That excites me a lot.
And they almost, I mean, they got that interception, 2 interceptions, and they almost had that fumble recovery. Like if it had bounced one more.
How is that not a fumble recovery?
No, he did have it, and he got ripped out of his hands.
Yeah. And then bodies fell, you couldn't see it. Like, but if it had moved just a little closer where he could firmly show that he had that before the bodies went down, like it was that close. So it like they're feeling it, right? And again, this is another like these guys are feeling like, hey, we're reaching that next level.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the defense this game. They're gonna scheme to it, like KW says here. It's their offensive line is not the Cowboys' offensive line. We didn't get a ton of pressure on Dak, but no one's been getting pressure on Dak all year. Cowboys have had a good offensive line for a while, so I think we're going to see the sacks come back in this week. We got 2. I think I wouldn't be surprised with 4 or 5 like we normally see, and then the turnovers. I think we'll start seeing more of those as the season progresses. So I have trust in Vance Joseph to get the right scheme in there, and yeah, we might be missing Pat Surtain, but that's not going to. It's not like we can't win without Pat Surtain. He didn't play the whole second half.
Yeah. Well, I think the other part of Pat Surtain being out, it's just going to put some more pressure on that pass rush to get home.
Exactly.
Right, to help out the backfield while we're down the defensive player of the year. So look, as good as they already are, like you might see just a little bit more, and maybe not just rush 4 every time. It maybe a bit more of rushing 5. Right. And doing something to maybe get the ball out of the hands a little earlier, fluster the quarterback, throw him off, all those kinds of things. So it's going to be interesting, like you said, to see what Vance Joseph does to kind of twist things up a little bit here. But that could be another advantage for us. In that regard, do the Texans really know what to expect in that regard? I mean, I guess they could go back and look at the Chargers game from last year but that was only one game, right? And so like you can only change so much of the game plan once you're in the game. So maybe that's an advantage for us.
I don't know. Vance Joseph, it gets straight diabolical sometimes with some of these blitzes, like double A gap blitzes, staggered A gap blitzes, hard slants on rollouts and stuff like that. So it's a hyper aggressive unit, but I think it's called that way because you have that safety net and that parachute in PS2 in the back end. Now you don't have that, and not because you don't have bad players back there per se, but you don't have the quality of PS2, and that's not an insult to anybody because there's only one PS2. So again, I don't think it's something that Denver can't overcome, but it's gonna be a storyline because of how important PS2 has been to this defense.
Yeah. Really quickly, Sean, are we finally going to see a Jahdae Barron sighting? Dude, I know you love Brony. I think you might be paying a little bit too much attention to him. We already did, man. We already did with that interception. So he has been cited. Yes. Now, are we going to see more of him? I think definitely you're going to see a lot more of him. But again, getting that interception in this game, talking about giving a young rookie confidence going forward and building off of something, that's huge. That came at just the right time. So it was good for him.
And that wasn't just like a tip or like a fluky pick. That was like undercutting the throw.
Yeah, that was great.
Stretching out. Oh, it was sexy. So sexy.
For sure.
It was a sexy game.
Well, Adam asked, Jose asked a good question.
Yes, I am sexy, Kev. How did you notice?
You are. Jose asks, what's the plan for Sunday, Denver Broncos with their 6-game winning streak? What do we have to do? And I'm going to use that to lead on into halftime here at the Bourbon Broncos No BS post-game podcast to say, hey, to talk about that, you're going to have to join us tomorrow night more than in general for our Tuesday night main show of Bourbon Broncos No BS. It starts at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We do a little bit more coverage of the last week's game, and that's when we fully transition into the next week's game and start breaking down what we need to do. So you're going to have to join us tomorrow night to get that answer for you guys, but we will be talking about it. And then also we have a ton of other stuff. We got our videos that we push out on YouTube and Facebook and all those other places. We got our pregame podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. Game day, guys. Big announcement for the game day this next week. As you remember, a couple weeks ago, we tried the idea of being live and commentating through the entirety of the Jets game. As early as that was the really painful part of it, on top of how the Broncos played. But we decided, based off your feedback, we're going to do it again, and in maybe a little bit more favorable conditions, such as later in the day. So this next game against the Texans will be live again, starting 1 hour before kickoff for the regular tailgate talk show. And then we're just going to stay live all the way through the entirety of the game, talking about what we're seeing, giving our instant reactions, hanging out with you guys. So make sure you tune in on Sunday to hang out with us as we face off against the Texans and just have a good time, drink some whiskey, maybe, early in the morning. No problem. That's fine. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
You can't be drunk all day if you don't start early.
Right. Exactly. And then, of course, this show. You can't. True. And then, of course, this show, the post-game podcast live is every Monday night, starts at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. If you want to find an easy way to just see all of our latest shows, videos, podcasts, all that stuff, broncosandbourbon.com is the way to go. Go over there, sign up for free today. No credit card information, none of that stuff yet right now. Everyone's signing up for free for the rest of this season. And then over the offseason, we'll be introducing membership tiers. So if you sign up before the end of the 2025 season, you will be getting a free upgrade to the first membership tier once that's introduced there. So make sure you go check out the articles that Adam's doing a great job pushing those out. All the different videos. There's the fan section that we're continuing to build out and figure out what that's going to look like. So guys, just head on over there and sign up so you can see all of our latest information. With that, let's get back into this conversation. Now, thankfully, while the suspension sucked, we didn't really
Right.
Not to say this in a mean way, we didn't miss him. We didn't need him, right? So okay, again, that was his first game back, and he had played one game last year. So that was his first game back since then. I'm actually almost okay with, dude, you played a full game, you did a good job. Give your body a little bit more time to recover from the shock that I'm sure it's probably in, right? So, guys, what do you think? Greenlaw coming back this next week, but what do you see from the run game this last week that you really liked, or maybe you were concerned about? I mean, Javonte Williams, we did hold him to 41 yards, which was huge, but can we keep that up?
Yeah, look, Javonte's having a big year, and to hold him to it, that was great with not having Greenlaw in there. So while we talked about, Surtain's going to miss a little bit of time, well, we're getting Greenlaw back, which is going to be hugely important in the middle of this defense. So, obviously that's not a full replacement there, different position, obviously, but that's a good addition to get back. And that's kind of a good point, Kev. I didn't really think of it that way, to give his body more time than he was supposed to get. And I still have questions about that suspension, but it's exciting to get him back in there and go up against a team that, look, we held the Cowboys tight ends pretty well in this one. That's been a weakness for our defense. So now we get another one where, they have a decent tight end, but I'd be shocked if he has a huge game against us. Seemed like the defense in this one were just trying to prevent the huge plays that the Giants got on us. Pickens and Lamb, they did their thing. They both got over 70 yards, but they weren't huge game-changing plays. So I want to see Greenlaw back in there, and I want to see us being able to shut down the Texans. And guys, we have not touched on the offense enough in this. We haven't even talked about Bo Nix. I feel like we never talked about Bo Nix on this show.
He's unbelievable, as Gary said. It's so freaking true. I mean, this sign is becoming more and more relevant every single day. You guys laughed at me when I first held it up. Like, really, Kevin? Really? Are you gonna start that? Yeah. And look what
I am.
Into. So,
But here's my question to the rest of you: was this a carryover from that Giants game? Is this the confidence that we're playing with now? Because it was. Interception, but then touchdown, punt, touchdown. Like every drive, it felt like we were just doing whatever we wanted to the Cowboys.
Well, I think just really quickly, I think a part of it was Sean Payton felt comfortable enough playing the worst defense in the league to just let Bo Nix go play his game. There weren't 10 screenplays called, right?
Right. Thank you.
He let Bo go out there and just play his game. And as somebody else mentioned in some video, I can't claim credit for this. But a lot more layered passes, right? And not every pass was a complete bullet, right? There was, I was Shannon Sharp talking about this. Not every pass has to be a bullet. Layer it up, mix it up. Some are lobs, some are bullet. Mix it up, and that's what you saw. So hopefully, what Sean Payton saw from this was, hey, I can trust my young quarterback, who I have been holding back on, and protecting a lot. Let him go play his game. Because that's when things loosen up and the guys feel good and they're smiling and they're talking and things get going. So that's what I'm thinking is the takeaway from this, man. I'm hoping.
When Tony Romo actually decided that he was an analyst and not a former Cowboys quarterback, he actually did make the point that when there was a moment in the game where Bo got into the drop back and he didn't have to escape the pressure, but he had to make a very subtle movement in the pocket. And when he did that, you could tell that he didn't try to make a crazy off-platform throw. He actually sidestepped the rush, set himself again, let Franklin find the soft spot in the zone, and got it to him. Big game. Those are the plays that I think we've been waiting to see so far. And I want to say that when he started, you almost saw it, like he started feeling all right. And then I'm gonna say this. It's the last time I'll say this. That throw to Pat Bryant in the end zone, I am so jealous. You guys got to see that live, because you would have seen my face seeing that one because of how gorgeous that thing was.
It could have been placed, and it was the perfect. And you're talking about all season long, these passes that have been just outside the fingertips, where maybe even some of these receivers could have reached out a little more, but they're right there. This one was just perfect, baby.
I have a question for Adam. Is everything all right, man? So far, I've heard you call interception sexy.
Have I been a little pent up lately? Yeah, things are fine.
Yeah,
we can talk. We'll offline. We'll talk about that.
Pat Bryant's giving you the O face. What's everything all right over there, Adam?
We'll talk about it later.
I thought I'd been betting.
That'll be for our OnlyFans page. For the OnlyFans page. That conversation for the OnlyFans page, you got to pay $99 for that. We've talked about this.
Anyway,
okay. I'd been betting him all damn day, and when he scored right below us, I was like, "Oh, that's going to be huge." And then I realized I didn't bet him that time. But it's nice to see so many of these people that, we had a great offense and we didn't use one of our best weapons, and that was Marvin Mims. Yeah. Not one target all game.
Yeah.
And he had 3 running plays, but not one target.
Yeah.
And what kind of gets me so much hope is, you know what? That's great. Now we have multiple targets. Now I get it, Adam. We lost Kroll. Oh man.
Well, I'll talk about that later.
Let's do a moment of silence.
Can you? I don't. If it's too fresh of a wound,
it's out. And
I would take a bullet for that, man. I don't like any of your tones right now. Okay.
But you know what? They've discovered they have another tight end. The one they signed to be the tight end.
Yes,
so Lucas Kroll, I'm sorry. You're gone.
We have another tight end.
We've got Nate Atkins, and if you ever
he's injured.
When we
are hurt right now.
Moving, Atkins is injured too.
Knee injury.
He dropped a really nice pass, but that's neither here nor there. But I like Atkins because he makes me money.
Yeah, that's true. He does. Just maybe not next week.
We're okay. We got a tight end finally. That's on third down. That's who you're throwing to, and I love it because it's not just Cortland.
Right.
Now you got a big body that not only is fast, he catches the ball and he goes upfield. And so I always thought Kroll had so much potential, but it's never been there. Never been there.
Yeah.
So whatever. Speaking of potential, did you see Jerry Jeudy's numbers this weekend? He had 3 targets and no catches. And they got
that's why Brad's not here. That's why Brad.
That's why we have not seen Bradley.
Yeah, our friend from Australia.
Yes.
Who we appreciate when he does tune in and we love him. So not making fun of him too much.
No, we love him.
As much
He's
as
just an Australian. That's really the only problem. Just kidding.
As much as I love talking about the Browns on this Broncos show,
it's like remember, like
Broncos.
We've covered a wide range of topics so far.
We sure have. Well, it's a celebratory, show. It's a celebratory.
It's light. It's lighthearted because we beat the dog. Out of the Cowboys.
Here's the name we haven't really mentioned so far yet today. What about Mr. Troy Franklin? Killing it yesterday.
Yes.
With with 89 with 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 89 receiving yards. I mean, are you kidding me? This is the connection that I've been just dying to see, like Bo and Troy Franklin just getting together all game long. Just
and it's coming.
Pass there. It's really starting to build, guys. Like that was another highlight for me yesterday, for sure, to see number 11 again. And it wasn't a tipped pass that he's like,
no.
Hey, good job being aware of your surroundings.
How many
and
getting that dropped without it being tipped?
Right, exactly. But yesterday,
every time that guy brings me in and he just like brings me in, I'm like, oh, Troy Franklin, he drops one that he should catch.
Hey,
and
is this the last time?
I'm on board.
Is he good now?
Well,
we'll see.
we've seen this. We've seen this before from him against the Colts, but at that point in the season, it was like only one receiver is going to have a game apparently, and that
it felt like that.
And this week we started getting four of these guys were really getting going with Bryant, and Sutton still had a good game. He had that big drop for a touchdown, and that would have been
very uncharacteristic. Yeah,
very uncharacteristic. Yeah, and so he would have gotten nice.
We got to get Mims out there. We got to get him involved. Probably 5 or 6 touches a game, not 3 running plays.
Right. But then to Flagman's point, we have Ingram, and this is where it goes to drive management. First and second down, getting yardage to make third down more manageable. And now we have Ingram, who when it's 3rd and 4, we have the play selection and the reliable receiver to catch the ball. He may have only had 40 yards, but they were first down catches every time. Yes. And it seemed like it was every third down we were going to Ingram. And this is what we asked for when we got the guy, right? We needed that handed, Joker-esque. I know that people have thrown that around. I haven't totally seen that this year yet, but at least you have a reliable pass catcher that can go and get that first down when we need it, aside from Sutton.
Yeah. Well, here's a good point from Ken. Tell me if I'm wrong here. There were a whole lot less package changes. This guy, I didn't think about that, but now that I'm looking back, it was just a lot smoother in general. And I don't remember, other than just a couple here or there, or people tapping out for like, oh, I got the wind knocked out of me or something, right? Like, jogging off. But that does seem to be a very fair point there, Ken.
I mean, in Sean Payton's presser this past week, what he said was that he was going to really start looking at, what guys are playing their assignments and what guys are not, what to stop with all this like mass substitutions on every play. And like Sherfield did not get to the game as much as we'd seen him. I know everybody loves Atkins. Atkins didn't get into the game as much as we saw. Mims, I know, Scott, that we want to get him involved, but I think that he is kind of like that jack of all trades. Like you're just going to try to let Marvin Mims be like athletic and fast somewhere. When it comes to Troy Franklin though, and what got pointed out in the pregame yesterday, I am a big Batman fan, and Troy Franklin is like the Two-Face of the Broncos, because he is either really, really bad or he's really, really good. And I'm really, really happy that he was really, really good yesterday.
Yeah. Well, if he can just stay good more often than not,
that would be nice. That would be nice.
I hated him, but he's won me over.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that you let him develop and you get, give him trust and time and the opportunity to keep going out there and not just be like, hey, we're benching you. Like we tried you a few times. It's not working right. Hey, try again. Hey, try again. You're so close. Like keep going. And then you start to see it paying off.
So what do you think when we talk about not changing formations as much? Like we talked preseason about, I don't think this, or I talked anyways, about, I don't think this team really has a number 2 wide receiver right now. Do you think Franklin has filled that? Is that his role now?
Yeah.
Is he number 2?
Yeah. He's getting there at the very least.
Yeah.
I don't think you can count on Mims to be that guy, because Mims isn't a traditional outside guy. If there is a guy who is on the outside, it's either going to be PB or it's going to be Franklin. Those are your 2 outside guys. And if it's a battle between those 2, hey, when you saw those 2 playing at a high level, it elevates the offense, because then it becomes to pick your poison. Like who are you gonna throw coverage at? Especially if Bo's going to find him. Either way.
I think I'd love to see him start using Marvin Mims in the slot and use him like a Wes Welker or a Brandon Stokely. And I think he would just thrive. He is so fast. He's tough he's just tough. And I just think that is where he's going to eventually evolve to. And you can't undersell the value of having that slot receiver that can do that. I mean, the guy from the Chargers, I hate him.
Oh,
but that's what he does.
Madonkey?
Yeah, Madonkey Donk.
Madonkey Donk.
Hey, he's helping me out in fantasy. So
yeah, whatever.
After Omar in Hampton,
because he's on your fantasy team.
That's
Yeah, well,
I tell
I
you,
had-
Your
I had
leaders is
Hampton.
lying, Kev Dan.
I had
What are
Hampton.
we on right now?
What team are you on?
Yeah.
Home team.
You give me a key that won't start your car, and now
yeah, well,
I
that-
find out you
which I
have
did totally on
McDonkey on your
purpose.
team. Come on.
Yeah, I did that on purpose too. Just so you know. Just to mess with you.
One of the things
Anyway.
One of the things in the comments, though, that I think that we haven't touched on, that we've touched on in every single week that we've had a pod this season, there were fewer penalties. The Broncos actually played a pretty clean game, especially the first half.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
and
what
what
we should
two of
expect.
those were right. Well, and two of those were really kind of questionable
two.
pass interference calls. You know,
Yeah.
where you could have been like,
More than two.
So in general, like that's a lot better than 10, 11, 12 penalties for 100 plus yards. I can't complain there.
Yeah.
Huge improvement.
Penalties are going to happen. It's so
Right.
stupid.
Unless you're the Chiefs.
Snap penalties that have been
Unless you're the
killing us. Lining up in the neutral zone. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, how do you do that?
I look at that some of these passing these PIs. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know what that ref was looking at sometimes, but when you're lined up in the wrong part of the field, that's just stupidity.
Yeah.
And I think really, you go back to all the package changes. I think people were actually able to say, okay, this is my job. This is the plane I'm running. And I know what I'm doing. I don't have to say yes. If everybody just does what they're supposed to do and they become more cohesive, like they finally did yesterday, I'm telling you, this team, does anybody realize how close we are to being undefeated? We're 2 plays.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
We're also pretty damn close from being, instead of 6-2, like 4-4.
Yeah. But we're not going to talk about that.
I get Scott, I get it, and you're being a glass half full guy. I just want to make sure that we recognize that if it weren't for a historic comeback, and if it wasn't for some of these other things, we could have lost another couple games on top of that. So John's just like, no, shut up, Kevin. Shut up.
You're talking about McConkey and your fantasy
I would have
team.
had a parking spot for you.
Now you're being negative about our record. What is going on today, Kev? Are you okay? Did you take your medicine? Did you take your Broncos medicine?
I'm trying to be the Nick Wright of the show.
Come on, man. Come on.
Get you all fired up.
I'm saved.
No, I hate that guy. Anyway,
I wish I could take you out.
Let's see.
Why are you controlling?
I wish. I run it all. My show, my rules. Whoever said that, I don't know. Let's see. Sean says that in the captains, you speak up and let the offense or defense know when they are in the wrong on the field too. Maybe I don't know. In general, look. Communication, and I think you have some really good captains and some really good leadership here. You're seeing these young guys really step up into these leadership roles. You're seeing Bo Nix do things like call together the entire offense to go through a deep film review and talk things out step by step to really build their confidence. And I think you're really seeing the benefits more of that this week than anything. So they're doing these things. They're talking to each other. It's good to see a young team come together and you're like, okay, I see a future for these guys, and that's just something we haven't seen for a Broncos team since Peyton Manning came to town.
Yeah.
It's culture, man.
Absolutely.
And Kevin, you and I have always talked, when we've talked, it's about culture. Everything is about culture. You're running a business, you develop a culture and you bring the right people in and you infuse what you're doing. The Broncos don't have a culture problem anymore.
Not anymore.
And what you're seeing is now you've got all these players that have suddenly they're all buying in and they're finding their way through this. And I'm telling you, this team is ready to explode because the culture is such that it is about not blaming that guy that screwed up, but saying, you know what? I could have done better. I could have helped him out.
Yeah.
And that's you can't put a price on that. And you look at some of all of the successful teams have that. You have self-accountability. You have the really good players holding themselves accountable and trying to help some of the other guys that maybe don't have the talent, but they buy in. And this team's they've got that. They have that factor that just makes me feel really, really good about being on board with them, supporting them. And I tell you, I'm excited where we're going.
Well, and that speaks to Sean's point. I think that speaks to leadership. And this team has figured out a way to win, whether it's ugly or amazing like it was yesterday. And look, second half of last season, it was night and day from the offense we saw in the first half of that season. So maybe this is what we should start to expect moving forward. Maybe we figured it out, so now we can open up the playbook finally, not run so many bubble screens and all these weird behind the line scrimmage plays, and give Bo a freaking chance and
move the ball down the field.
Move the ball downfield more. You not do a screen or a Hail Mary every time. So this could be foreshadowing what the rest of the season could look like for our offense.
Yes.
Well, guys, Adam.
Go ahead. I mean, if any, and how scary is the Denver offense if you look at it from RJ Harvey, rookie, Pat Bryant, rookie, Troy Franklin, second-year guy. You have an established offensive line. Bo Nix, second-year guy. So these guys are still figuratively getting their feet wet while they're elevating the offense. So I don't need this. We have room to grow. We may say that with orange-colored glasses on, but I don't think that's us being hyperbolic either. Like, we have room to grow in this offense.
Yep. And I saw a video when I love watching the reactions of Cowboys fans this week, Giants fans the previous week. This is like, oh, that's how it looked from the other side of
I remember that.
there. I remember those feelings. Like I know where you're coming from, buddy. But one guy, on the Pat Bryant touchdown, one guy goes, 13. Who's that? Who's that? I'm like, you know him now. You know him now, buddy, don't you? Like, so these guys that people are out there like, who's that guy? Like, these guys start becoming more household names.
Yes.
People are starting to wake up and be like, we can't honestly discount the Broncos every single week. Like, this is a team that you got to start taking seriously, especially if they perform like this more often. So, hey guys, we got some closing comments coming up here really soon. A couple quick things. First off, if you're still here, got a special little announcement for you. There might be a special Jared spotting tomorrow night on the show. He might be making his return. So, guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow night, and we might be seeing a Jared. So get ready for that. Also, now that the Broncos are at 6 wins, we are only 4 wins away from giving away 3 Bo Nix jerseys, number 10 jerseys, to 3 fans here on the show. As we get closer, 2 games away, I'll start letting you know like what you're gonna have to do to be able to win one of those 3 jerseys, and it's gonna be exciting. So we're halfway through. We only need 4 more wins to get to that point, and we're on track for 12, 13 wins. Now, the next stretch looks a lot tougher now with Patrick Can being out. We're going to have to wait to get some more information on that. But again, this is a team with depth. This is a team with culture. This is a team that they're on the same page. They understand the goal, and the young guys understand, hey, when my number's called, it's time for me to step up and do the job. That's what everyone's counting on me to do. So, not to be, it's not good to lose Patrick Can, but again, this is a team that I think can overcome it. So stick around, guys. We'll be talking about it more tomorrow night on Bourbon Broncos and OBS, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then don't forget that this Sunday we'll be live during the entirety of the Broncos game, starting 1 hour before kickoff with the Tailgate Talk. Okay, let's do some closing comments around the horn. Mr. Adam, starting with you, buddy. Here we are. Week 8 is over, officially halfway the season. The Broncos are sitting at a pretty 6-2. Even with the Chiefs winning tonight, we are still number 1 in the division. What do you think, buddy?
I'm surprised the Chiefs are even playing. I mean, it's 8:00. Matlock's already come on, so I'm surprised they haven't had some prune juice and gone to bed yet. So anyway, my pain for my last thought, my pain has a name, and it's called Nicholas Wright. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Nick, I know you're watching. You've made a very powerful enemy, my friend. And I'm going to tell you right now, did somebody hurt you in Denver? Did you love a woman in Denver? And did she marry somebody to start a dispensary? And like their happiness just eats away at the chasm, at the place where your soul used to be? Yeah, you're like a guy that farts in the elevator and then leaves. That is who you are. And that's the end of it right there. You and me, when I see you, my friend. John, take it away.
John, take it away.
Last week it was just throwing shade to Dart, and this week to Nick. I'm here for it, Adam.
It's part of our shtick. It's part of our shtick here at Bourbon Broncos No BS. Is you guys stick around for the end of the show to see one of Adam's all-time famous rants, and you don't know what it's going to be about. So it's like, this is why you stick around. It's like you never leave the game before it's over. You don't know what you're going to miss. So that's why you stick around.
Right before he started talking, I was like, I hope he roasts someone. I hope he goes after someone. And you didn't disappoint, Adam. Thank you. I will be looking forward to your final thought from here on. I don't want to follow this up. I want Scott to go, but I guess I'm on the spot. But no, look, 6-2. We are way ahead of schedule where I thought we'd be in the preseason. If, looking at what are the winnable games, what are the ones that you might not come through on, and if we get to 7-2 after, like we are looking very nicely. We have the division still to come up, like the entire division minus the one Charger game, which could have been a win. Just saying, Kevin, could have been a win.
Could have been.
Could wish
it wasn't.
Could be 8-0, Kevin. I'm just saying.
We could be.
But no, we're ahead of schedule, and I think things are finally getting going. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this Texans game and the rest of the season.
Love it. Short and sweet. Scott. Yeah.
Nick wrong. I don't even know what he said, but I'm sure it was Ben. So I'm not going to rant on him. What I am going to say is I sometimes have to splash cold water on my face and really look myself in the mirror and say, we've only lost 2 games this year? What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And then
5 weeks ago.
You know what?
Seriously.
We actually got a good team. And I think we are about 2 or 3 more weeks away from everybody else realizing how good this team can be. And once we go and we destroy the chefs, the faders, I don't even know how they're going to come in here with any confidence.
No.
They'll probably still
I'm excited for next week's show.
And leave it a mess, but that's fine, because at the end of the day, we're going to shove it up their rear end and say goodbye. Have a nice trip back to Vegas.
Nah.
They'll be planning next year. And
it might already
I
be.
am so stoked about going into next month with a lot of momentum and bringing this division home like it should be. It's been in the wrong hands for a while.
King's coming back, baby.
Then it's a matter of going in, winning that first home game in the playoffs, and then having the championship come through here. And I'm telling you, this team has the ability. They just got to keep growing,
Yeah.
and I'm
Well-
not seeing a lot of regression.
I love it.
Here's-
Yeah. Tell Kevin. Kevin.
No,
We have optimism on this show,
hold on,
Kevin, right?
hold on. Here we are halfway through the season. Broncos are getting hot, right? We're at a 6-2 record. We're only one game behind the number one spot in the AFC.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a home playoff game. Is that going to be in the first round or the second round?
All the way through.
Third round.
But where is it going to start? Where is it going to start? First round or the second round? I'm just saying they keep this up. You're only one game
I would
behind.
like
Something
to
happens
only
with
go
Colts.
in the second round.
Right?
So look, are we in the realm of? Are we in the realm of like, hey, yeah, obviously we need to win the division, but we're in a position to take a shot at winning the AFC in totality.
Yes.
Cheers to that, gentlemen. Could you ask for a better spot really halfway through the season, guys? Not me.
Where else would you want to be?
Other than number
Denver
one
in
itself,
January.
Denver in January. That's where you want to be, man.
When the season started, everyone knew it was going to be the Patriots, the Colts, and the Broncos battling for number one seed.
Yeah, not the
Right?
Ravens. Yeah, not the Ravens, not the Chiefs, no. Okay, guys. Well, with that being said, again, tomorrow night, Bourbon Broncos, no BS, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll be there, and then check us out on game day as well. But thanks for tuning in, guys. We've been talking this whole time. I know I have nothing left to say. And then the show, as we always do, on a very strong Go Broncos.
Go, Broncos.
Let's go, Bronco.
Broncos.
Take care, everyone. We will see you tomorrow.
Do what I like, yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go.